Oh, oh, oh. Explain what happened.
It looks so easy.
Way to see the Grand Canyon.
Our Utah trip included some Arizona adventures. We said if we're coming out to southern Utah, we're going to make a day trip out to the Grand Canyon. Jessica and Mom and I had worked on an itinerary, and we like to balance those days that have a long car ride in between days where we're doing some strenuous hiking. So after the big Zion hikes, we thought what better time than to go ahead and go make that trip down to the Grand Canyon.
Well, this part will make you a little queasy. So this part will make you a little queasy. You just look down and
I know.
there's the Grand Canyon. Don't look down.
We'd only seen the Grand Canyon from the south rim once before, and I'm sure there are more qualified people that could explain the differences. I won't try except to say we noticed that there were multiple places that you could go for the overlooks, and the view was different place to place. How neat to get to take in that special site.
So here we are on our day trip to the Grand Canyon. We are at the North Rim. This is what I do. I let Daddy read all the signs and then he can tell us everything. I don't have to read them, I'll just let him explain all the signs. There's Joel and Jessica out on the ledge.
That's kind of amazing that everything eroded around it and left just, well, that's probably 8 foot wide. I was going to say 4, just straight out there that tall.
And the views have just been incredible. Around the visitor center, a lot more rainfall occurs, and so there's a lot of green. As we move further southeast, the green disappeared and gave way to all of the red rock and the white sandstone. It's been an incredible day. All right, time to have a little fun. We're at the Coral Pink Sand Dune State Park. I'm gonna do a little sand sledding. And my money is on Jessica. She's already been discussing the aerodynamic nature, how to make the sled go faster. So we'll see.
In 2017, we went on an elk hunt to Colorado, and we did some sightseeing while we were there. My cousin B, my mom, Jessica, we get to do some fun stuff, including we went to a dunes park, and we just walked around and then realized later that you could have rented sleds. And it was, I think it was before the day's over, Mom was saying, I wish I would have done that. We went to a dunes park in Idaho, and we said, okay, we're gonna rent them. Turned out that day we got there too late, it was too hot, they were no longer renting them. And so we're like, oh, we gotta make this happen. So we made sure we got up early, and on day 7, we went to the Dunes Park and we said, we are doing this.
All right, here we go, first sled of the day.
Not supposed to go through the bushes.
I don't know how to steer it.
Right off the bat, Mom's headed for the biggest dune in the place. I mean, she is all over this. She's been wanting to do it. Joel and Jessica go ahead and make this big slide right off the bat. Wow.
Look at her.
This way we'll be facing away from the side.
Yeah, but it's not as steep on this side. You're gonna go plenty fast.
Okay, here go Joel and Jessica. Little race. You all right?
Oh, Mark went way on out there.
Oh, oh, oh my goodness.
Have you got any sand money? I told you that was the best spot to go down.
We're having fun. We do a few more sleds, and then it's Mom's turn. Now, she's been wanting to do this for a long time now. This is like try number 3, so she's about it. She picks the tallest dune in the park. She gets up there, and I mean, she's like, we're gonna do this. And I don't like what happens next.
Just a minute, let me get undizzy. Oh, I sure am. But I'm sitting down on that thing and going down.
Mommy, crazy thing.
No, I'm going down.
When I see her roll, I mean, just the panic of, oh my goodness, you can't stop it. You're just watching this happen and there's nothing you can do. I'm kind of panicking, but she pops up. Now, what we don't know is that, of course, blood's going everywhere, but we don't know that. We see her pop up, and so we're like, okay, I guess everything's fine. You know, Joel's getting to her.
All right, I'm gonna go to the car and get the first thing.
Well, here's Mama Bear, and, you know, she's flipping down the side of a dune, pops up, blood going everywhere, and says, let me back at it. Now, toughness isn't the only, nor is it the most important virtue in the world, but I gotta say, wow to her for just, I mean, if there's a spirit of backyard adventure, she's got it.
Oh my goodness, what did you do? Is it a rock?
I have no idea.
Well, we have bottles of water up there, so we can rinse it off.
I did a dandy on it, didn't
All right, let me take that board. You hold that
All right.
on there so it's, and we need to get the...
I? Bottle of water to wash it off.
Yeah, grab a bottle of water out of there. You got as much sand on you as I got on me, Mama.
Stuck to the...
My board has blood all over it, the sand all over, there's blood all over the sand.
So Dad takes off for the first aid kit. We all gather around and, you know, start trying to help. Somebody stops by with a first aid kit. We go ahead and get everything fixed up, and you know, she's not gonna be stopped. She's right back to the adventure. She's up that dune, and of course Dad has his own funny story about that.
But when I came back with the first aid kit and looked down there, they was all sitting at the bottom of the hill, and I couldn't see Judy, and I wondered if she'd passed out or if something happened, if they had her laying down, and I'm hurrying and they done run to the vehicle, and I look and she's climbing up the mountain that nobody else wanted to climb, and they all sitting down at the bottom. Laid out on the ground with them all trying to revive you.
She did
What
say
took
she was
you
getting
so
nauseous,
long?
I was nauseated. I think it was just
He
the
about to
sight
kick
of all the
sand
blood.
on.
We should have timed me going, and we'll time us going back.
Okay. Mama,
Now-
explain what happened.
It looks so easy.
We're now the film crew at the bottom of the hill. We're letting Daddy and Jessica do the racing. Oh! There he goes. There he goes. Wow. Man. Oh, oh. Good save. Good save. There you go. Ow. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, their heads.
Sign back there saying slow.
Well, pretty slow. I mean, we can see way down yonder.
After the Dunes Park, we had a nice lunch, cooled off. That evening, we explored the small town of Kanab.
Here we are. Very neat little look at some old Western movie sets.
A lot of good things to do there. If you're thinking about coming to this area, that'd be a great place to kind of make your home base. You're close to Arizona and then all the parks. As the sun went down, we walked along the town, saw that, and then of course, as is our way, found some more critters to enjoy as the sun sets on the end of a very adventurous day 7.
I'm wondering if I should be worried. All right, don't hike along, check. Quicksand can be a problem after a flood or in wet areas. Rattlesnakes and scorpions live here. Treat them with respect and avoid them.
Day 8, we decided to explore some of the other canyons around the area that we hadn't yet been to. And one of the cool things about Utah is there are so many possibilities. And if you have a UTV or an ATV, that opens up even more possibilities. So all kinds of canyons to check out. We chose Buckskin Gulch and Wire Pass. We also chose other canyons in that area, some that even depending on the time of year can be a lot like the Narrows, which of course we made a high priority.
Hey, buddy. You wanna, oh, is he molting? Joel, look at him. He's molting, huh? Jessica, you see that?
The ring around his neck.
Yeah. Do they molt? Would they be like a... I mean, because this skin around his head is one color. Then there's what looks like dry skin.
Reach out and grab it.
And then it's...
Reach out and grab it.
I think... I mean, would a lizard molt?
Probably so. Snake does.
Ugh.
Maybe
Well,
out here.
They
where
shed
it's
their
really
skin.
you
dry.
ruined it for me when you said snake. Ugh.
Look at that rock. It looks like it.
You see the orange around? Okay, all right. There's orange around. I think he's molting. It's getting narrow.
is, but I guess, you know, we've seen that on a couple things. And I wonder if it's something in the rock. I mean, look right there. It's a different kind of line, but it's gotta be a layer, a different kind of sediment in the rock.
Yeah, when you look on your right, that is a clear, defined.
Yeah, but it's going up and water ain't going up.
Yeah, no, it says it floods 8 times a year.
We have to find another way out.
Is this the end of the line?
Yeah, tell us we need to bring our rope ladder.
All right, we reached a choke point here in Buckskin Gulch. It's about an 8 to 10 foot drop, and if we had known it required gear, we could have come with ropes to climb down. But as it is, we're just gonna have to leave the canyon. And it sure was a unique view. All right, since we couldn't go down through the slot canyon, we're gonna go up the rock. How far up did he go? Oh my. Look at this coloration. Colors here. Colors and the texture. We just crossed the road. We're gonna hike back to these caves you see right there and check them out a little bit. So stay tuned for scenes from inside the cave. All right, we're level with the cave now. After a nice little climb, it's got us huffing and puffing a little bit. Here we go. Wow. It really has some depth in here. It really goes back a ways. Yeah, that texture. Those lines in it. All that texture. So these walls, if you can see, they're like sandstone. It just comes loose as you touch it. And that's why it's a big deal. With a lot of the parks here, they talk about preservation and trying not to touch things. Because this the sandstone, it's like salt, like sand, it just comes off right there in your hands. But that texture is incredible. And then here is the second of the 3 openings. This particular cave had 3 different openings. Pretty amazing. Wow. Super cool. Now the color here has some black in it. I didn't notice that as much over there, and I wonder if that's because people have camped in here. Would the smoke do that, or that's just a natural part of the rock?
It follows the lines of the. There's not just a black spot.
It almost looks like where people tried to carve down there. I mean, it just came out in wild ways. All right. Folks have already gone back in there, so. Oh, the black in the roof. All these little rooms, so to speak, in this cave. Okay, I did not realize from the road this was all the same cave. So I thought this might have been separate caves we saw from the road. What do you think, Mom?
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That cave ended up being one of our favorite parts of the trip. Something not on the list is just here we see it, we took advantage of it.
All right, we're outside our camper. Oh, we got 2 more bucks. Right there. There they come. Looking at us, trying to figure out, okay, there they go. There they go. Right here at our camper. Okay folks, this is what we're dealing with out west, so God made the world to work. You see this right here? It looks like just a little tiny something, nothing. Watch this. You see that? It's like a spike. It goes all the way through my shoe and pokes me, and these are thick, thick shoes. I guess God made things that way so the little critters can be protected from us big, mean predators. American Southwest desert.
That's Adam and them messing up and bring flood down the earth across the
Daddy just got biblical on us. Daddy just got biblical, and he's blaming Adam and Eve, and that's fine too, but
Hey, I probably wouldn't have did no better. I ain't
meanwhile,
saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm going to be picking all these out because when I walk around in these things, they are poking me even through this thick shoe. And don't be hating on my Crocs. My feet hurt and these work, so. All right, more fun details to come.
Day 9 was our last full day together on the trip, and it's always bittersweet, of course. We decided we've got this day we left blank. What's the last thing we want to do together? And we actually went up to the area called Cedar Breaks. This was an area we passed through coming back from Bryce early in the trip. We just loved it. It was such a different feel than anything else with Bryce and with Zion.
All right, so we're at Mammoth Cave outside of Duck Creek Village. A lot of lava rock in this area. And the lava rock left tubes, which we call caves because they go underground for quite a ways. We're going over here at the main entrance. There's 5 tubes. One of them will pop out way over there.
I think we can. You go first.
Don't get hurt.
Oh, it opens up after this.
It was kind of neat to hear their stories and watch their footage, since some of us were less adventuresome when it came to the caves.
Well, as you can see, southwestern Utah has a lot to offer. We've had a great time out here. It really turned into a Where's Waldo with the animal kingdom. If you wanted to take a trip out west, I recommend southwestern Utah. And that's because, of course, you see the variety of wildlife like we have, but you also see so much different landscape. Obviously, we've been in caves, we've done a little amateur rock climbing, we've seen all the colors of the various rock formations. We are even today in more of like an alpine forest. We're up high, about 10,000 feet elevation around Duck Creek Village area. There's just a lot to see and something everybody can do. And because you're between Vegas and Salt Lake City, there's a lot of activities. If you don't want to just drive around and look out the window at things or walk around and spot wildlife, there are all kinds of outfitter companies that can take you on adventures if you choose it.
The leaving is never the fun part. It gets tougher every time. What we do is we start planning the next trip, so we're already thinking of our next adventure as we end this one, and that kind of helps with that bittersweet part of the end of the trip. Well, if there's a star of any backyard adventure, it's Mom on this one. We really had a wonderful time together, and that's made possible by all she does all throughout the year and on these trips to make everything come together. What a blast it was. But again, it's really not about the destination. It's about the people you're there with and all the wonderful, wonderful fun that happens along the way. So until the next backyard adventure, I hope you and your loved ones are blessed with wonderful memories as well.